To the Asian man who challenged all black people to boycott all Asian businesses, I'd like to say thank you. We haven't seen a level of unity and camaraderie this large since probably George Floyd. I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I don't know if black people would have ever gotten to this point where we all unified under one singular movement this way. Like, it is powerful. The Asian people are starting to feel the effects of what you have done. This is impacting your people more than it's impacting my people. We are uniting against this. You have destroyed Asian businesses. That's you. You did that. And I'd like to thank you for getting my people to work together on something like this. This means the world to me. And to the Asian people who are hurting because of the decisions and the words that this person has said, you know who to come for. He did this to you, not us. He said we don't want you guys, so we said okay.
You want to know how they feel about black people? Don't listen to me. Let them tell you.
See, this is the shit I'm talking about. How you gonna try to cancel me like Mr. Chow? Y'all funny because you're trying to underestimate someone who came from the hood too, baby. I match energy. I talk the way you talk, and I swivel my head the same way you swivel your head. See, and y'all prove my point. Y'all over here mad. I'm using the same words y'all using because you use it so much. You normalize the damn word. Imagine hating the word so much, but yet you still use it on your own folks. And another thing, if you want to cancel all these business, by all means, go ahead and try to cancel every single one of them. Boycott every single one of them. Boycott the hair. Walk around with your bald ass head. Don't eat the Chinese food. Don't do any of that, okay? Because let me tell you, there is not enough black-owned business for y'all trying to cancel everybody, boycott this, and let's not do this. You wouldn't survive. You would not survive in that community.
Nobody in there. But the gag is, look how many nail shops I went to in less, it ain't even been 10 minutes. It's not even 10 minutes away. Look it. This is the last one. Ain't nobody there. Ain't nobody hanging out.
And shout out to all the black folks that's standing on business when it comes to this boycott, because every Asian store that I passed by today was either completely empty or totally closed. So shout out to y'all for actually using this opportunity to stand on business.
My grandma always used to say, people always think the grass is greener on the other side, but you still got to water that shit. And every time I see certain conversations online, I always think about that. I'm seeing some folks say black people shouldn't be boycotting Asian businesses. Y'all gonna see what happened to y'all. And I'm like, what happened to y'all? What happened to us? What happened to y'all? That's the part that always kind of gets me, right? If black people don't matter, if the black dollar ain't valuable, if black people are doing too much, then stop taking our money. It's really that simple. Go on and get all them other dollars. Open your stores exclusively in communities where you feel like people don't complain, don't protest, and they don't speak up. Since we're such a burden, go and see how much it works out for you. The irony is black people have spent generations fighting for equality, not just for black people, but for everybody. And now a lot of people that benefited from the fight that black people did, they want to say, just be quiet and shut up. But if it wasn't for us, they'd be no you. And now some of the people who benefited from black folks opening those doors act like black people don't bring nothing to the table. And that's why I don't get offended anymore. If you truly believe black people have no value, stand on business. Stop taking the black dollar. Stop opening businesses in black neighborhoods. Stop marketing to black consumers. And this let us know when that little experiment works out. Because see, my grandmama also taught me something else. Folks don't appreciate water. And to the
business owner, like the Asian business owners, Chinese, Korean, I never know like which is which when I'm looking at them or talking to them. But they are in an uproar right now. They are so upset because it is said that their businesses are getting boycotted, that their parking lots are empty based off of a not guilty verdict. that's recently happened prior to this weekend, and there's a lot of people upset, and people are really upset at the Asian community. I have never ever seen an Asian go off before until today. I have never seen a Korea or a Chinese person go off and just go in so hard until I seen it today on TikTok. These people are pissed. Allegedly, one Asian came back and said that we actually need them, that we can't make it without their businesses. They said everything that we buy is made in China, made in Korea, and so on and so on. The guy basically said that we cannot make it without their products. But yet, I don't think that he completely lied. If you go into our stores, 90% of what's on those shelves in the store, made in China. The next time you go to Walmart, Target, or any of those stores, pick up one of those coffee cups, look at the bottom of it, made in China. Your spoons, knife, and fork set, turn it over and look at it, made in China. The next time you go buy a blanket or something, look at the tag on the blanket, made in China. So they are talking, bro, and these people are pissed because they feel like the boycott is really affecting their businesses. And if it's true, and some of the videos I've seen on TikTok today is true, and they're not made up AI videos, it looks like that boycott is taking effect extremely fast. One lady pulled up the 3 of the nail salons, and every last one of them was empty, man. Now, I don't know if those nail salons open on Sunday. She could have been capping and pulled up on a day that they were closed, but it seems to me like those nail salons are open 7 days a week, man. But them Asians is starting to try to clap back, bro. Y'all better be careful. I ain't never seen an Asian go off like I seen today. It's getting crazy out here, y'all.
Yesterday, when I made the post regarding people should not be boycotting Asian business, I did not know what the situation was for until later. Come to find out, an Asian man, and that's why the black folks are mad and they're boycotting Asian business. I see where you're coming from, though. I feel your pain, and I'm so sorry for the tragic that you had to go through. But when I hear the fact that you are going to boycott Asian business, that caught me off guard, and let me tell you why. Is because when you say you are boycotting Asian business, that's a big statement. Like, you know, Asian comes in different areas like Laos, Cambodia, Vietnamese, Japan, Korea, China, India. So when you say you're going to boycott the Asian businesses, that's all of them. But the fact that we didn't do anything to y'all, that's why I'm tripping about. That's it. Not that we're not feeling sorry for the situation. It's just, I know it was a Chinese man who shot the kid, but one man's crime cannot affect the whole community. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's why I was caught off guard, because I'm Asian. And when you say you're gonna boycott Asian, that's like involve all of us. And some of us be like, what the hell did we do? We didn't do anything. We knew the situation, but we feel for the situation, but we didn't do anything. That's why I made that video. You see what I'm saying? Not trying to not have no empathy or sympathy about the situation. I feel bad. But it's kind of hard to boycott the Asian community because it's like, it's everywhere. You see what I'm saying? So, with that being said, we need to stop this racism stuff, man. We need to love each other more. We need to really embrace each other's differences and just work it out. And at the end of the day, we need God. That's what we need.
The violence that Black Americans have experienced in this country. Folks are lucky that people's anger and response to some of the most heinous acts against Black people in this country is simply to boycott versus seeking revenge. Y'all might just want to let the boycotts happen because Black folks are well overdue when it comes to eye for an eye.
I'm gonna say this, man, but this Asian boycott should be permanent. There shouldn't be no 2-month trend and then we back buying their bullshit like we did with H&M, we did with Target and all of these stores. This should be permanent. These people has been disrespecting Black people for the longest time. This is not new. They've been doing it. There has been shooting Black child in their head. There has been shooting Black child in their back. This is not their first rodeo. They've been doing it. You feel me? They take the most from the Black community when you really think about it. Most of the stores is set up in the black community. Most of the store, all over the fucking world, if you really think about it. In Africa, they're there. In Jamaica, they're there. They're everywhere. Leeching, acting as if they're doing black people some type of service by selling plastic rice, selling clothes that will fucking burn you, that will fucking get you sick, give you cancer, selling hair product that'll give you cancer. So they do sell black people the bottom of the barrel when it comes to product. They don't sell black people the good shit. They sell black people the fucked up shit. And they purposely sabotage black businesses. They make sure to sell black businesses the stuff at a higher price. So whenever black people try to sell it back to other black people, they can't afford it. So they end up have to come back to the Chinaman to buy it, because they do it on purpose. They've been doing this shit, man. So this boycott should be permanent. This shouldn't be no temporary fix. This should be a permanent fix. This also going to highlight more black businesses. One, this will help black people health even more, because they be selling plastic rice. That ain't good for your health. They be selling fucking jankro, pigeon, disguised as chicken. They be selling fucking all kind of bullshit disguised as food. So black people should take this as a lesson, and take this as a blessing in disguise, man. Use this opportunity to uplift, promote black businesses, and move better from here.
You're not embarrassed?
How about this? I'll make you a deal. We'll give up all of that if you, sir, are willing to give up your right to be in the country at all. What? Wait, did you forget that it is because of the blood, sweat, and tears of black people, this little thing called the civil rights movement, that y'all are allowed to be over here at all and be immigrants out working us? That is crazy, right? For so long, everyone has been so used to receiving the benefits of unmitigated access to blackness that the mere mention of that not being a thing anymore sends them into a rage. A racist rage, most often. Our labor, our money, our support, our swag, our advocacy, all for the free. Reciprocity ain't entered the building. Truthfully, I blame us. Because when are we going to learn? What is it going to take? We are the only community that gets slandered for the mere mention of buying black and building black. Meanwhile, every other community does this. They ain't gotta say it. They ain't gotta talk about it, because they be about it. They don't say it, they do it. And nobody blinks an eye. But as soon as black people start talking about it, oh my God, oh no. But then they'll act like they don't need our black dollar. Baby, nobody knows more than those who benefit from the black dollar how much it's worth. Don't let these little rants fool you. The people that really need to know the power of the black dollar are black people. And when we do that, baby, we stop talking, and we stop spending, and we stop supporting, and we stop advocating, and we show up for us, full stop.
Morning, peeps. I just wanted to come in real quick to clarify a few things regarding the blackout. Some are calling it the blackout, some are calling it the boycott. I want to first say to the Asians out there who are doing videos, throwing up in black people's faces to stop using Asian products, and y'all are calling out the iPhone, for instance, right? Stop using the iPhone. I think you guys are confusing made in China or manufactured in China with who actually owns the company. So you say stop using the iPhone. I say the iPhone is only made in China or manufactured in China. The person who owns the company, it's a group of white men. It was started by Steve Jobs, a white man, here in the United States. Okay? And now it's owned by two other white men. But yeah, it's made in China. They make the iPhone in China. yeah, a Chinese person doesn't own it. The same thing with clothes or Jordans. Y'all brought up Nike and Jordans, right? Yeah, it may be manufactured in China, made in China, but Nike is a U.S. based, a U.S. owned company. And Jordan, Michael Jordan, is a black man. Next, y'all keep bringing up about TikTok being a Chinese company. Partially true. Last year, maybe the year before, TikTok was forced to sell the majority of the business to Larry Ellison, he's the owner of the Oracle Group. There's an investment group over here in the United States and in Israel. And I believe one of those Middle Eastern countries is also a part of the group. Yeah, they bought TikTok. Yeah, they own 80% of the US based TikTok. The Chinese only owns about 20%. So the Chinese are no longer the majority owner of TikTok.
Okay, y'all, I was on my way up to check out this new nail salon that I heard was over there by the Walmart, by the Rainbow store. And I was like, well, let me stop and see what the traffic is looking like over here since I was up here the other day. And so when I did, I bumped into this lady. And let me just say, ma'am, if you see this video, I apologize. I was just passionate and a little tongue-tied and a little nervous too. So this was trying to stop you from going into the nail salon. I feel like I might have just ambushed you. So I'm sorry to you, lady. But this is what happened, y'all. Is anybody in the nail shop? Is it customers in there? How many? About 3? That's 3 too many. We on an Asian business boycott. That means food and everything. Yeah, because when they killed that boy Cyrus, that little 14-year-old black boy, yeah, the Asians came out and started talking junk about how we need them in our community. They said, who you gonna buy your liquor from? Oh no, man, we doing an Asian boycott, man. Don't go in there. We boycotting Asian businesses. We got a black nail salon right across the street. Walk-ins welcome. We're not supporting them no more, sister. I'm trying to tell you. You do what you... No, I'm just trying to inform you. I'm not trying to tell you. I'm trying to inform you. There really is a Asian boycott going on in the black community. A lot of people aren't on social media, which is where it originated, because that's where the insult started. There was an Asian little boy there was a black little boy that got shot. His name was Cyrus. He was 14 years old, and he went inside of an Asian convenience store. They thought he stole a bottle of water, and he shot him. And the conviction, he got away with it. The trial was last week. After that, a lot of people in the Asian community that own businesses came out and started talking about how we don't need them. If we boycott them, that is not going to mean anything to them because we need them. They're so embedded in our community. Where you going to get your liquor from? Where you going to get your nails done? Where you going to get your eyelashes? Where you going to buy your weave hair at? This is what it says. So we are supporting intentionally black-owned businesses. Now, if you would let me I'm sorry, I'm just passionate. I was trying to just get your attention. Right across the street, the Golden Nail, the Gold Nail, it's a black-owned walk-in salon across the street, and it's called the Gold Luxury Nail Bar, and it's right next door to the Planet Fitness. The owner is KK, and they do beautiful service. It's another black-owned hair store that's right there in Fairburn, and it's another one over there in it's a lot of them in Jonesboro. You just have to look intentionally. That's all I'm trying to say. Just be intentional, because we can't keep spending our money with them. We're trying to rebuild our own wealth and invest in ourselves right now. And so I'm just trying to spread the word. I just happen to be riding past. Okay, so I just want to. It's called the Luxury Nail Bar. No, we have to listen. That man said something horrible. He said we don't need them. He said we need them. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not, listen, for years we've been going through this, okay? For years, they know. The black community is what feeds them, clothes them, gives them the opportunity to drive these nice cars and stuff. Nobody was listening. We wasn't even saying nothing about it. But y'all killed one of our children. No, it was in South Carolina. Happened 3 years ago. Just be aware, okay? All right. Now, before I got interrupted, my goal was to come over here because I know they did not open a daggone Asian nail salon in the midst of a black business burst. Here we go. They did open it. They outside. Let me see. Ain't nobody in there.
Well, ain't nobody in there. It's nice though. Ain't nobody in there. All that money they spent for.
This is why when y'all say black people can't come together, I just shut my mouth because y'all are showing out on this Asian boycott. Saturday, June the 6th, empty. Nail salon.
This Cracker Jack right here, he was talking to y'all. He wasn't talking to me.
He wasn't talking to me either. When you need to wash your clothes, black owned. When you need to wipe your ass, black owned. When you need to throw your shit away, black owned. This is Freedom Paper Company. You need a purse, black owned. You need some candles, black owned. Black owned. Refresh your scalp oil, black owned. Black owned. Body oil, black owned. Jewelry, black owned. Room spray, black owned. Wash your ass again, black owned. Body butter, black owned. Deodorant, black owned. Soap, black owned. When you want to cook, seasonings, black owned. Hey, my spiritual sisters, here are my oracle cards, black owned. Hair moisturizer, black owned. Conditioner, black owned. Edge control, black owned. Bedroom candy, black owned. Shower net, black owned. I don't know if this is black owned, but I bought it from a black woman. Even my dresses, black owned. Black owned.
Man, what? Like, this is crazy.
Oh, yeah. I did it like, it hadn't been there that long, but I came up here the other day and stood across the street and got some shots.
This is crazy.
Awesome.
Like, how?
Yeah.
How bold could you be?
I know. You wouldn't think it. It's like I didn't even see it. I saw somebody else out here standing up here looking at it. I was walking down that sidewalk over there. I was like,
it's like premeditated because it's like we just got the verdict from the Cyrus Department Hilton. There's no way you could have done that.
And that there, you guys, is the prime reason why we need to stand firm in what it is we're doing when it comes to these Asian businesses that are within our communities. This type of shit right here. They don't care. They don't care. They're only in an uproar right now is because they see that their shit is about to blow up. They see the money coming out of their community left and right. They can see it happening. They know that they are too dependent on the black dollar for their businesses to thrive, for their businesses to sustain. That's why they're so outraged with knowing that we are doing a ban of their businesses. Because it's not even a boycott. We're not even doing boycott no more. So let's take boycott out of our vocabulary right now. This is a ban. And a ban means we will be no longer engaging with any of their businesses that are within our communities. Any of them. This is the shit right here that tells us they could care less about anything that's going on in society surrounding their community. Because how do we have a business that feels okay to have such a image on the window of their establishment? On the window of their establishment. Like, this shit is bold as fuck. North Carolina, who owns this business? Who owns this business, North Carolina? We need to know who owns this business. Drop it in the comments if you know who is the owner of this business. We need to have a conversation. We need to understand what was your intention with this? Because I don't want to hear no shit about it's a joke. It's a play on a movie. What I think it's a play on Don't Be a Menace to Society, one of the parodies movies by the Wayans brothers. I believe that's where that comes from. Yeah, y'all don't get to play with us like that. None of y'all get to play with us like that. See, y'all have gotten too comfortable. And we've allowed y'all to get too comfortable. We've allowed y'all to get too comfortable thinking that y'all can play with us because we put it in our music. We put certain things in our music. The imagery that we depict in movies, etc. Y'all think because y'all can consume it that y'all can cosplay and act like you about that life. Yeah, y'all, even as a black community, we need to be careful at the type of imagery that we're putting out here. Because then we encounter bullshit like this, and they're gonna easily have a way out or a excuse. They're gonna be excused. Their apology is gonna be riddled with, I had a lapse in judgment. I've consumed this type of, I've supported the black community. I've seen this movie. I've seen that movie. I've purchased the music. I paid to go to concerts. Because we let them in too freely. We let them into our spaces too freely. That this is the type of thanks that we get. A fucking slap in the face. This is wild. This is insane. If you're in North Carolina, Greensboro, North Carolina to be exact, who owns this business? Drop it in the comments if y'all are familiar with this business from the Greensboro, North Carolina area. And when did that signage go up? When did that imagery go up on that window? Because based off of that video, it's come up recently. And to know what is going on in their neighboring state, right above them in South Carolina, right below them in South Carolina, you knew exactly what you were doing when you put that shit on that window. Drop in the comments, y'all, and let's talk about it. Because we need to know who the owner is of this business and when that shit went up in that window. Let's talk.
For the longest period of time, I've been studying and analyzing why blacks are actually boycotting Asian businesses, and I've come to a certain conclusion. Now, again, black people have suffered for the longest period of time. Things have caused this escalation. I'm not starting saying here that all Asians are exactly the same and everybody should be punished because of one person's mistake. But the truth is that if you see a lot of black Americans deciding to boycott the business, there's actually a certain reason. There's something that's happened not once, not twice, over and over, and it turns out to cause these Americans to take this decision. Now, I've actually listed out a couple of things that has happened and why. Obviously, we know about the Rick Charles situation, right? But there's one that's not really been spoken about enough. Have you actually walked into an Asian business, let's say manicure, pedicure shop or anything like that? Have you noticed the looks they give you as a black man? Have you also noticed that once you're going to go get something, they tend to follow you around? That's not common with white people. That's not something that I have seen with white people. But guess what? When it comes to blacks, that's something that I see every day. Sometimes I felt like maybe it was the business policy or whatever, but I realized that this is only peculiar with black people, and that's what happened. They racially profile you, they imagine, they put things in their head that I can't even talk about, that you're going to steal, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. But at the end of the day, this is what it has all led to. And to be honest, for the women, especially women in specific, because if you notice, most women are really outspoken about this. The women have noticed that when they go to especially to do their nails, their hairs and all this in their salons, right, they discover that not only do these Asians stare at them in a particular way, but also they start speaking in their foreign language while looking at them. To be honest, you're going to feel uncomfortable at some point. I'm not denying the fact that we Africans, sometimes we might have some sort of behavior that might make these Asians talk or make them feel uncomfortable at some point or some scenario, right? I'm not denying that. But the point here is that notice these things. It's not from one person, right? It's not from one person. It's things that has been happening over and over, and that's why the blacks are actually taking this to another level. Now, I want to tell you that we want to empower our own. We only want to empower our own. There's nothing wrong with empowering our people. There's nothing wrong with making our people great. The truth is that for the longest period of time, we have suffered. For the longest period of time, we have gone through a lot. And it's not the first time, it's not the second time that this has happened. We only want our own black dollars to circulate among us. We want this. Because imagine the audacity for a Chinese man to come tell you, or an Asian man to come tell you, use my stuff. If you stop producing the stuff, you're going to suffer. If we don't come clean your house, you're going to suffer. The shoes you wear, we produce them. Your wigs, we produce them. We have to start realizing that we need to create our own products. Not only create our own products, but make sure that we sensitize our own people to consume our products. Yeah. Now, there's another thing that I just noticed. It's like blacks now fighting blacks internally because one is saying you're not purely African black. Another one is saying you're not black from wherever. I mean, come to think of it, we are actually boycotting. I don't want to say we, but there's a boycott of Asian businesses, right? You have to cut that part out. You have to cut that part out. So come to think of it, there's an Asian boycott. We are not actually figuring out whether it's Vietnamese, Chinese, Indians. We're just doing it generally because we've noticed that pattern. So this fight among us is not something that it should be called for. It's not something that it should be encouraged in the first place. It's not something that should be encouraged in the first place. Again, we are not against all Asians. We're just trying to bring out realities of what is happening and why this should be fixed. Asians should get to a certain point where they realize that blacks are not to be messed up with. We have struggled so far to be able to get to the point where we are, not to go back again and start realizing that they are picking us out. In fact, we are the Asians, black Americans are the people who have suffered the most in this country. Those are the people that are racially profiled. Those are the people that are looked down upon as an inferior race. So what is the point of us fighting against each other? What is the point? Now, this is just a quick reality check, especially to all Asians who are racially profiling black, who are actually thinking that blacks are not important, our black dollar is not important, and they can easily do anything and get away with it. This is a quick reality check. Well, thank you for watching this video. If you love content like this, please do want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you in another one.